Trump doesn't operate alone. In fact, he's incredibly influenceable. And the people he's being influenced by right now want a war with Iran. There's a group of hardline neoconservatives that have wanted a war with Iran for a long time. This has been a major goal of theirs. And the first step to that is to tear up the Iran nuclear deal.
We have to make this a question of war and peace, because that's really what this is. The other side has no solution. They have no solution other than eventual military action. And we have to make that clear. We cannot cede that argument.
It is war over diplomacy. He's being moved along this path to war. And frankly, a lot of people in the Trump administration, and I imagine Trump himself, recognizes that there are often political gains to be made from a war. So I think we should be very, very careful here. And we should be ready to get really loud because this is the first step in a series of potential provocations that could lead to armed conflict and bloodshed.
The people that have to bear the weight of these wars are not the politicians that make these decisions. It's the people who live in these countries, who are the recipients of potential occupations. It's the people that send their kids off to wars that don't have any clear goals or really any end in sight. I think the only people who really benefit from these wars are the companies that manufacture weapons and the politicians that receive campaign money from them. It's critical that we, as folks in the United States, really kind of put out a resounding call that we're not going to be engaged in another war, that we're going to pull out of the wars that we continue to engage in for no real reason. And that it's time to end this kind of destructive cycle that we can't seem to get out of.
This should really be a major priority because we're talking about war and peace. We're talking about nuclear nonproliferation. We're talking about the United States' ability to utilize diplomacy to deal with our problems. And so we're talking about generational consequences if we let Donald Trump screw this up. So we are the last line of defense. Everybody who's watching this, civil society, grassroots, we have to make sure that Congress knows this is a priority. This is not an area where we can allow for our representatives to cave. And I know we're all tired of having to every week fight another battle, but this is a battle that we've got to win. We cannot afford to lose it.
If you're watching this, what you should be doing is getting on the phone with members of Congress and your senators and saying, protect the Iran nuclear deal.